auto-acting risk management. Joining us today to talk about that important topic, Danny Thompson, Chief Product Officer at Apex Analytics. Danny, it's great to see you. Welcome.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Danny, I don't think we can overstate the importance of managing risk in the supply chain. I believe that would be fair to say. So I guess the question then is how does one get started on one's risk management journey? When a company is deciding to do that, where do they start? How do they get it underway? What do you say?
Well, I think an important first step is figuring out what is important to you. What are the risks that you think will impact your business? But a good place to start is around cyber risk and ESG. There are free sources out there for you to get free assessments of cyber risk for yourself or for your suppliers, as well as some free sources for getting assessments of the sustainability and ESG compliance of your suppliers.
Well, really, when you think about it, there are a number of different types of risk that one needs to be wary of and to be prepared for, more importantly. Walk us through some of those. What really are some of the major pain points when it comes to risk that people need to be thinking about?
Sure. So there are a wide variety of risk categories. The Gartner team has published a list of 7 major risk categories that you should be monitoring for your suppliers. Mm-hmm. The one that has the greatest impact right now is cyber risk. The majority of our supply chain disruptions are caused by cyber attacks on suppliers. But other major categories would be financial risk, reputation, and others.
It's interesting when you think about it. There are these man-made problems, disruptions. There are natural disruptions, but cyber, of course, is apparently top of mind right now because it is the biggest one that people have got to deal with. You know, we are speaking with each other at the Gartner conference, and so, of course, you're right to talk about the list of risks that Gartner has delineated. What are some of the major things you're hearing at the conference as it relates to risk management?
Yeah, so I think what we're hearing a lot from supplier risk managers, supply chain risk managers, is just this growing, overwhelming challenge of monitoring a wide range of risks for a growing number of suppliers in their supplier base. Just finding all of the data sources to assess risk and then having the bandwidth to digest all of that risk data in order to take action is feeling pretty overwhelming for these groups. And one thing that is pretty standard in organizations that have already started their risk management journey is they've got a diverse group of siloed individuals in their organization, maybe tapping a bunch of boutique siloed risk solutions. And so the risk information that they have inside their organizations is spread around, and risk decisions are being made in siloed ways that they would love to bring together in a scalable way. And to make that risk information more scalable, they want to shed the manual questionnaire-based processes they've used for evaluating risk in the past. And they're looking for solutions that are going to be sensing risk automatically and even taking action automatically on their behalf so they don't have to do this work manually.
That's actually a very interesting point that you bring up there, because I would imagine some viewers are saying, wait a minute, I don't need to hear this. We've had a risk management strategy in place for 15 years or so. And you're saying that that's all well and fine, but it might be outdated. Yeah, I mean, is that correct? I mean, does a risk management profile need to evolve?
Absolutely. I think the last few years have taught people that, you don't only need to be monitoring cybersecurity risk for your IT vendors. If a ransomware attack happens at one of your raw material vendors, then your production line could go down. And likewise, if an IT vendor goes bankrupt, then a major technology initiative can be disrupted. So that's one of the dimensions in which this companies are evolving the way they're approaching risk. Is now they want to take a broad spectrum risk assessment of every supplier.
Suppose a company takes the position that, look, we have dealt with the siloed issues within our company. We've broken all of those walls down, and we're all on the same page in terms of risk management, et cetera. But what about outside the company? And so I guess the question to you is, when you are vetting a potential partner, vetting a potential customer, onboarding somebody new, do you need to know what their risk management strategy is?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, a lot of risk management practices in the past have been focused on suppliers that are already part of your ecosystem. But companies are wanting more and more to get ahead of those sorts of problems. So if they can perform a comprehensive risk assessment of a supplier in the discovery or pre-qualification phase or at onboarding, then they have the opportunity to understand the risks that are being brought into their environment by a given supplier and maybe build in remediation or corrective action into the contracts that they establish with their new suppliers. Or they may find that a risk that's being presented by a supplier is really too great to take on, and they may choose to do business with a different supplier.
That's really, really important information, I must say. Danny, it occurs to me somebody out there watching the video is not familiar with Apex Analytics, and maybe they need a little bit more information about the company. So if you would take a moment, tell us a little something about the focus of Apex Analytics and how it might be able to enhance the operations of a potential client. What would you say?
Thanks. So Apex Analytics is a company that serves a little over 300 of the Fortune 1000 companies, protecting about $9 trillion of spend each year through third-party management. So it's third-party risk management, trading partner information management, transaction audit and overpayment recovery, and then intelligent data. And all of that information is being used to identify risk and remediate risk in these large organizations or prevent financial disruption. So those are our major areas of focus.
Well, that's vital information, no doubt about it, and I think you may have just done a really good service for the viewers out there. Thank you so much for meeting with us today.
Thank you so much.
Danny Thompson, Apex Analytics, speaking with us today about risk management profiles and strategies. Thanks for watching.